Welcome, folks. I'm Jaby Koay, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
Yeah.
Yep, that's who it is. That's right.
KRISTEN STEPHENSONPINO over here.
KRISTEN STEPHENSONPINO and ACHARA KIRK.
Hi.
And we're looking at Resident Evil Infinite Darkness official trailer from Netflix. This is an animated series for Resident Evil, and it comes out in July, I think? July 8th, 2021. I have played a few Resident Evil games, mainly the first one, and a little bit of the second one. KRISTEN STEPHENSONPINO has played all of them over and over and over again. She can't get enough Resident Evil.
That's right.
So good at
And ACHARA KIRK,
I played the first
She
one.
played the first one.
A little bit, and I was terrible.
Yes.
So bad.
And we own all the Resident Evil films, which is not related to this at all. Or I own all the Resident Evil films. Okay, anyway, here we go.
Whoa.
He's still alive. You want to talk about it?
Every night I have the same nightmare. That day, that was hell.
I remember people screaming. What's going on? They get bit and then they turn.
On board.
You watch it spread. And it spread.
It's terrifying.
This is a game?
Leon?
It's a show.
No.
Oh.
It's gotta be another outbreak.
I gotta go. Don't do anything stupid.
I'm going to do all the stupid things.
Raccoon City was the beginning. We can't let what happened stay buried. If we went public with this, we could expose a conspiracy. I can't get anyone to go on record about the outbreak.
Sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
They're hiding
We need
something.
to show the world that we are a strong nation, capable of protecting the interests of the free world.
We must be the source of hope to those who seek freedom. We cannot allow anyone to interfere with peace and prosperity.
What are you here for?
That's classified. You know where the root of terror comes from? It starts with fear.
You know what's interesting is we didn't see a heck of a lot of... Oh, I was just
It's
about
like
to
it's gonna
say...
give me nightmares.
Yeah, I was just about to say,
Like-
we didn't see a heck of a lot of like monsters or zombies, and then they show you a big ass one at the end, who looks a little bit like Nemesis, if I remember correctly. There was a game called Resident Evil Nemesis, I believe, and there was a monster that looked kind of like that. Let me look real quick, because my Resident Evil knowledge is not the best. Yeah, it's like this monstrous looking
looks
dude.
just like it.
Yeah, pretty big, nasty guy.
Eesh.
Yeah, actually Nemesis looks scarier, but
Imagine seeing that in real life, like, oh, I'd be like,
huggy. You know,
Bring it in. Bring it in.
Yeah.
I got you.
What are your all thoughts on this? I mean, because I know that you don't know a whole lot about Resident Evil, but like, so...
Well, I mean, what KRISTEN was saying, I literally did think that too. I was like, are we watching a video game? 'Cause
Yeah.
It looks like the cutscenes. It looks
like right before you play.
Yeah, it looks like all of those cutscenes. My thought was when they said, "Oh, a new anime from Netflix."
Animation.
No, they said anime.
They said anime?
They said anime, and I was like, "Hold up." I know I don't watch a whole lot of anime. There are some that I absolutely love, but when I hear the word anime, I'm not thinking of this animation
Yeah, I would.
style.
Yes.
Okay,
That's what I would.
So let's slow down.
Yes.
So there's a Final Fantasy movie called Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
Yes.
And I would say that in terms of the tone of anime, it strikes the tone very, very well.
Well, see, that's what I was thinking, because then I kind of went into my head a little bit as we were watching it. I'm like, okay, so is anime the genre of animated films that are geared more for adults, or is it the, like, animation style?
It's probably a typo. So
How is that a typo? Someone must have like reviewed it and been like, yes. Whoa. Are you okay?
I'm just tired of talking about that. So let's just talk about this. I think that they're actually making a very compelling story here. It's pretty cool. It doesn't.
Interesting.
It doesn't feel anything like what we got from the Mila Jovovich films, which is great.
Yes.
Those films have a place and a time. You know, when you're drunk with your friends and you want something to laugh about together that's ridiculous, that's what you watch.
Popcorn.
This is more in line, I think, with the games, at least my experience with the games, of it being a very serious story and being dark, and it's not this like fantastical action thing with like impossible to kill characters. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's more
definitely dark.
It's more dramatic, you know, and dark. Yeah, I was expecting to see more zombies than we got. But
I mean, there was definitely some grossness too.
Yeah.
Like that bit when that zombie sat up and just like barfed a whole
Yeah.
bunch
Didn't
of
one
blood.
guy's
I don't know
head
what
blow
that
up?
was.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There was a lot of blood too.
Yeah. No, but yeah, all I'm saying is it seems like they're reserving that more for the experience of watching the
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
than here in the trailer, which is actually smart. I like the premise so far, and I do like the idea off of what you're talking about. You know, it feels like the cutscenes from the game. I always loved the cutscenes from games as a kid, whatever it might be, whether it was Tekken or Dino Crisis or Resident Evil or Final Fantasy. Like, I loved those cutscenes. Now it's like, it's too much. It's too much cutscenes. But
Like I just want to play the goddamn game.
yeah, exactly.
Can we move on? I appreciate the
That's
beauty.
funny, huh?
yeah,
It's funny how when you're young, you're like, wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, then,
Well,
and like the older you get, you're like,
Well, because as a kid, it was scaling up the
Story.
quality of the visuals considerably. Not
Yeah.
just the story, but like it was just visually, you know, delightful. Because you play Tekken and you got these, you know, polygon characters, and then you have the ending of that character, and it's like smooth rendering and whatnot. And it was like, I always wanted more of that stuff. When Final Fantasy VII Advent Children came out, I was actually very excited for it.
That
and,
was so cool.
And I enjoyed the shit out of it. Spirits Within is a different conversation. I enjoyed Advent Children a lot, even though the story's kind of nonsensical. So here, I'm actually excited for this for similar reasons. It's like to have, even though this isn't based on anything I'm intimately familiar with, to have a story that is off of something like that. You know, it feels like the cutscenes from a game, but like a whole thing. I'm actually excited. I think they did some mocap here. I'm not certain.
I'm
but
pretty
like,
sure.
But some of the micro movements feel so lifelike. Like when Homegirl was at the Capitol and she's like trying to get a, you know, an interview, a quote, you know, some kind of a line from the guy.
Yeah.
And she just gives him that look, that little nod. I'm like, that feels so lifelike. I'm convinced that was mocapped. You know?
well, just
well, it was
the
even in the
way it
beginning.
looks.
I was at first kind of confused because I thought it was like real.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, this is an
That's what I say every time I look at you, boo.
Ay, ay, ay. Wow.
Just the way, you know.
Wowie, wowzer, wow.
Wowie, wow. Go ahead. You thought it was real.
Yeah.
I got my train of thought.
It's a great way to.
My brain
you know.
was just tricked for a second. I was kind of confused, and then I saw him, and I was like, "Why does this look so off? This isn't real people." And then I was like, "Oh, duh."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And,
no,
then I was like, "Wait, this is a game." I felt like I didn't know what I was
Welcome to LA.
understanding.
So, anyway, how do you feel about the story?
I don't want to watch it.
Okay.
Like, it looks like I'm gonna feel like
Nauseous.
I'm gonna be scared. I'm gonna be like anxious. It's not gonna make me feel good.
All right. I'll watch it.
I think that's the effect that they're going for,
Yeah,
though.
I
think-
know it is, and they did a good job, so I'm sure it'll be great.
Well, the thing is, I'm not typically into horror stuff, but I think I would totally watch this. And it might be that Resident Evil has a bit of nostalgia for me. It's more palatable for whatever reason. I played the first game at hours of the night that I shouldn't have been. And so even though it was like frightening, like I haven't ever been afraid of horror films. Ever. It's never been something that like rubbed me like that way, but horror games have that effect on me. And I think because it's more immersive.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You know? And so Resident Evil definitely has that effect for me. Like the first game, I watched ACHARA going through it. It was pretty fun. So I'm down to watch this, and hopefully you guys are too. I don't know. It's got a lot of upvotes, so it seems like people are excited for it.
Into it.
Yeah. So you guys let us know your feelings in the comments below, and check out KRISTEN STEPHENSONPINO and ACHARA KIRK on the social media. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon, please. I'm Jaby Koay. Bell icon, all notifications. Don't just click it and leave.
Yeah, make sure you're getting all those
Yeah.
notifications, please.
I'm Jaby Koay. This is
KRISTEN STEPHENSONPINO.
and
ACHARA KIRK.
peace out.